Hi, I'm Skeletons. I make cartoons for a living. For this, I wanna, besides reviewing a game, I wanna review something that is not a lot of people would expect. I wanna review an album. So, not only one album, but two albums. One album will be in the next video, and what you are going to be looking at right now is a time lapse of me mixing both of the albums together. We're calling this series like Remixed Art. Alright, so if you really want to hear my thoughts on Kid Sees Ghosts, you'll have to wait for the next review. For only this one, we're going to be talking about the Black Parade, My Chemical Romance. The one thing I really want to say about this album, and I want you guys to hear me out, it's fucking good. It's amazing. I love the album. The album has so much depth. And it's so much raw emotion, and it seems like they all just came in together with this huge story. It made me think a lot more about death and love. It's like very powerful. It has a lot of meaning to it all. The album basically starts off a very weird turn where it just says the end. You're like, what the f? How did we already get into the end of the album? We just started the album. Well, yeah, it basically does. But the thing is that it's very interesting how it just starts off with the end. And basically is just showing us, whoop, we're all gonna die. Well, that's freaking cool. Giving us the story, and then with the next song, Dead, where basically it shows us like it continues off with the story saying that there's quote unquote the patient that is dying from cancer for the next 2 weeks, and we can basically hear that with the doctor being like, well, in my first operation, this person's gonna die within the next 2 weeks. I don't know, but it's not like anybody loved you. But that's basically how the album goes. It's like so self-aware. It gets very dark. It's so dark. One of the songs, This Is How I Disappear, one of the lyrics was, not so sure with you anymore. I'm just a ghost, so I can't hurt you anymore. It's like, damn. Also, let me actually clarify the Black Parade. It's a rock opera album. A very mixed opinion on Welcome to the Black Parade, the song. And it's always because of it's the most overrated song. When you hear of Chemical Romance, oh, Welcome to the Black Parade. It's like everybody knows that one song. It used to bug me a lot about that. Like, there's a lot more great songs like House of Wolves and Teenagers and Mama and Dead. But like, everybody remembers the Black Parade. And everybody who remembers the Black Parade remembers Welcome to the Black Parade. I come back to it and I'm like, it makes sense, because not only that it's both bombastic and it's so on your face, it's like a parade. It literally is a parade, and it's fantastic, but it's also very dark too. Well, death is coming for you, and death is gonna come with a huge parade. This is kind of like the Bohemian Rhapsody of like My Chemical Romance. It's like everyone knows it. I Don't Love You, it hits me a lot. Well, not really, but like, yeah. House of Wolves though and Teenagers is my favorites. I swear, I love the drums, the guitars. It all fits together very well, and it's so perfect. Cancer is just, I feel depressed every time I go through that track. It hits me a lot. The only way for people to actually remember you is by just keeping your memories, keeping you as a memory, and it gets me sad, and I do not want to talk about this anymore. But Mama, after that, it goes ballistic. It goes mental on you. It's so like rock heavy, this one is. To my legs and to my tongue, they should have raised a baby girl, or should have been a better son. I'm serious when I say that this album gets dark. Lyrical wise, yeah, it gets dark. Teenagers, again, great song, banger. I listened to it. It's also really relatable when they say that teenagers scared the living out of me. It's good. It is good. But I wouldn't say that it's like the best part about the album. I would say that it's C tier. Famous last words. I've heard a lot of people saying that they have like mixed opinions on what the meaning of it. But I do have to say that it is a perfect way to end the album. It keeps the listeners, their heads up. They want to like keep going, carrying on. It also actually ends up wondering for the listener if the patient did continue living on or did he just died from the cancer. We're not really sure how it is, but honestly I actually like that they kept it open and not actually tell you the ending of it. There is also a hidden track that's called Blood. When you go on YouTube and you search up Blood, I'll put it on screen. It goes on quiet for a very long time and then the song starts. Like it's funny. It's really funny. It's whatever. I mean, most albums don't have a hidden track. I think it's actually kind of special. It's kind of like the sprinkle on top that's basically like, hey, this is the Black Parade. Let's have some fun. Here's some blood. And basically it just gives the viewer some blood. It's good. It's good. I like that. But I'm serious when I say this. It's damn close to a perfect album. It's to the same equivalent of Pink Floyd, The Wall, in that it's equivalent to Queen albums. It's crazy. It basically revolutionized the whole generation. Every time I come to this album, I have a different mindset. When I was a teenager, I listened to this album as a fucking angsty boy. When I was younger, I didn't want to listen to it because I thought it was very scary and that I didn't like dark themes. I come back to it. As a 20-year-old, I come back to this album and have a very different mindset of this album. I really like this album. It's like every time I come back to this album, I notice these like pieces and you continuously put it all together and it all makes sense. It makes very much sense. And then also if you go catch up on what the story of the album is and looking in depth with the lyrics, it all comes together and it all feels like one. If you concept albums, take one song out of the album, it's almost as if you're missing the piece of a puzzle. But because it's so versatile, like the story is basically like the patient is dying, but you can work off a lot of stuff with that. You can work off with the dark, depressing thoughts of the person. You can go through death coming to the door and that it's knocking. Hell is waiting for you. The cancer's taking over. It goes very in depth in that if you take one song out of it, you're not missing the whole thing. You're not missing the full thing. You can listen to one of these like tracks and you would just be like, yeah, this can work by itself perfectly. Like I listen to like House of Wolves and Teenagers and Mama a lot, but that's only because they pumped me up. You could just listen to these albums separately and you can like pick your favorites and you can just listen to it. But if you want to actually like want everything, then you're gonna be very satisfied by the end. It's great. It's great that almost like every critic who listened to this album devastatingly loves this album. They all love this album. Fantano, Tabby, Brad taste in music. He's always saying he's not emo. He made a fucking song. Big Ballaby 8.
I took her to the movies. Ooh, and she showed me her movies. Scared.
It's a great album. Suggest if you guys could just go there, listen to the album yourself. Also, if you really want to see the artwork, I'll put the Twitter post down below. You can also go into my DeviantArt and you can actually look at the artwork over there. I don't know if I'm gonna what I want to do with that artwork. Hopefully you guys actually enjoy it. Hopefully you like this video. As always, stay dead.
See me in your street. What? I steal cars and rob your Okay, it's over.